Okay, now let's continue on talking about what's due in this class this week. It's kind of a bigger week. There's Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 from the textbook. Now you read Chapters 1 and 2 already last week. And Chapter 1 is by far the biggest chapter in the book. So good job making it through that one. It's a pretty big one. But it has a lot to cover. It covers, different topics like research ethics and so forth. And just all the research methods, kind of tries to give an overview of what we'll be talking about in the class. So it's good to have that behind you. Chapters 3 and 4 are on the literature reviews, reviewing the literature, and that will help you as well as you read research reports on your topic, and then preparing and evaluating a research plan. So again, we're just in the basics of research methods and so forth. And just as a warning, the exam number 1 next week will cover these chapters 1 through 6. And so that's where it will have, so within each chapter it will have several questions. And how it works is there are probably about 10 or so questions in each, from each chapter, but it will draw from those 10 questions. So each time you take the test, it will take a certain number of questions from each chapter. I'm thinking it'll be about 5, so you have about 30 questions total for the exam. And then it will draw 5 from each chapter to make that 30. But then if you take the quiz again, or the exam again, it might have different questions that it draws from each chapter to ask you. So, but you can take it twice and it'll keep the highest score that you have for that. So whatever the highest score is that you get out of your 2 attempts, that's what you'll get. This week the discussion is about narrowing and focusing your research topic. So discuss a general topic or 2 that you might like to focus on for your research study in this class. At this point you might not know exactly what you want to do, but hopefully it will help you to narrow your topic a little bit, and I'll try to comment on those as well. Ways that you might need to narrow it or look in different areas and so forth. And also the learning modules you'll read or watch. There are sources of information, academic integrity, and citations. So be sure to pay attention to those. Those are important. And then finally at the end of the week, by the end of the week, the city certification is due. So that means you need to go to cityprogram.org, register, create an account, indicate Northern State University, and go through the city certification process. That introduces you to research ethics and helps you to be able to become a better ethical researcher as well. And you'll submit just basically your certificate, and I have also submitted mine or attached mine that you can view that as well. So you see what I'm looking for that assignment. So those are the mini activities to complete by the end of this week. That means by Saturday night at 11:59 p.m. Just to talk a little bit more about your topic as well. Remember that you want to find a research topic that you have some interest in. Finding research reports within that area, and also adjusting the topic as needed after reading reports. So again, something that you might have some interest in, whether that interest is personal or work-related is fine. It doesn't matter which one, as long as you have some interest in, because again, this is a topic that you're going to get pretty deep into for this class throughout this summer. Find research reports on that topic, as I've mentioned before, and adjust the topic as needed after reading reports. So you might find that you have a topic that might be too narrow, or one that maybe all the answers are already answered in that area, and so you might have to branch out a little bit more broadly. Topic don'ts though. Topic apathy, meaning you don't care for the topic much. And another one is not reading enough research reports on a topic. You've got to really read a lot of reports about that topic to try to figure them out. Broad topics, too much research done, it can be an issue too. There's a broad topic about student achievement, for instance, based on or academic, let's say attendance at school and its relationship to student achievement. That's probably a pretty broad topic that's probably already been done quite a bit. Too much research done on that, I'm guessing anyway, as I look into literature. But you might be able to find a more interesting area of attendance, such as attendance at specific classes or attendance during specific weeks during the school year that you could look at. Maybe that would be the gap in the literature. So it's okay to start with a broad topic, but you must get more narrow before you do any serious work. And that's an example of how a broad topic might get more narrow. And then also narrow topics, maybe you're too quickly jumping to a final topic. At this point, you probably don't have to jump into and find the research gap right now, the exact area that you'd like to focus on for your research proposal. But so you want to kind of start broadly a little bit before you narrow it down, because if you start too narrow, you might not ever find that research gap where there hasn't been research done, and you might not understand the broader field around that research area. So you want to start with something a little bit more broad, read into it, and kind of think about the different areas of that topic that you're researching that might be more interesting to study and that maybe haven't been covered very well yet by other researchers. So those are just some things to think about as you begin reading and learning about your different topics. Alright, I think that's all I have for you now as you search out topics this week, but try to think about what is my research topic. Try to get something down that you can really focus on as you select and define a research topic to focus on.